Hi everyone, Liz here. Thanks for stopping by. So we're going to have a bit of fun today. Yeah, let's have a go at making some clocks. This could all go horribly wrong. So I've got my strawberry, well it's roses actually, isn't it? But I thought it was strawberries when I bought it, but this is my new kitchen clock. What I've done, because I want to frame them on these 30 by 30 frames, both of these came as 35 by 35 canvases. So the actual drill area, the picture area, measures 30 by 30. And these are those put together 30 by 30 frames, which are an absolute nightmare to put together. Yeah, well, I don't know whether I've just done them wrong, but you're supposed to get little blocks to put into these bits here, so possibly I've put the wrong ones with the wrong ones, which wouldn't surprise me at all. But this one didn't come with blocks, they just snap together, snap together, wiggle together and bash together, and yeah, very rough and ready. But yeah, they were okay, and for what I want, they're okay. Not wholly square, look, you can see there it's not quite as square as I would like it, but they were only cheap. I'll see if I can dig out where I got them from. It is quite a long time since I bought them, so yeah, it could be a bit of digging to do on that one. So yeah, the actual picture then will fit squarely onto the picture. And now looking at these frames, I was looking how sort of they show you how to do it, and they say to put it on this side, but then you're not really getting the sort of flatness of it, and you're not going to see this sort of like beveled type edge, this scalloped edge, rounded edge, whatever you call it. I don't know, I'm not a picture framer. So I'm going to do it on the square side, so it's completely flat. Plus as well, I suppose if you were putting the picture sort of on the inside of there, then yeah, but these are just so rough, and you know, I'm a bit cautious of getting little splinters in my fingers, because there's some very rough edges on these, but just for going on the wall, they're going to be fine. So anyway, so I've got two. I've got my bee, which is a year old on the 30th of March. So yeah, at least I'm doing this one within a year. This is to go in my bedroom, as I say, unless the hands really sort of like click, 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 click as they go around, in which case it won't be going in my bedroom, because I can't stand anything clicking or ticking. I have to have silence on a night. So yeah, but it's really pretty. I've actually got the wreath that matches this as well. I've done my best to flatten them and iron them, but they are still a little bit creased, so I'm hoping you won't notice quite so much the creasing in the middle once I get it done. Now I have cut out the centre, as you can see, because obviously the clock mechanism's got to go through that, and I thought that would be easier to do before I put it on the frame. I actually thought about something for a change. So to do that, what I did, I've got my scalpel, which, to be honest, I've had lots of craft knives in the past, but I do like my scalpel. Oh heck, I've got glue on the end. It's the handle's been going for a long time, but you just literally replace the blades, and they are exceptionally sharp, so be very careful. So all I did to do that was just score a little hole, well, cross in the middle to either point on the little circle that was there, and then I just got my fine point scissors and just cut the circle out on both of them. I found that was easier. I did used to have like hole punches. I had these, like, I think they were either We Are Memory Keepers or one of the big companies, and they did like they were like a boingy spring, and they had like the punch at either end, and you just literally lift it up and it went boing and it punched a hole out. Would have been ideal for that, but like a lot of my craft stuff and my tools and everything, I got rid of them. Isn't it just the case? You keep something for 20 years and get rid of it, and then you need it. But anyway, I've managed. So what are we going to do? These frames actually came with like little bash nails. What are they? Clout nails? No, clout nails? Pins? Drawing pins, well, big drawing pins, and I don't know, I just think that the frame, I don't know whether it's good enough to hold the drawing pins. You know, it's not a brilliant quality wood. These are, I'm really selling these to you, aren't I? These are a little bit rough. So what I'm going to do is have a go at doing it with my red liner tape. Now this is exceptionally strong sticky tape. It isn't red, it's just that the cover that comes with the tape is red so that you can see it. It's completely clear tape as normal tape, but it is extra sticky. I have had a picture of a panda on one of these frames for over a year since I framed it. I think I'll see if I can dig out that video as well. Yeah, that's when I used these frames last. Maybe I can find it easier now if I look for panda. Okay, sorry, thinking out loud. This could be a long video. And it did stay stuck, so we'll see how it goes. If I then need to go on and put pins in or little tacks or something, then I can do it a later date. But I thought to put it on to start off with, I will use this red liner tape. It is quite pricey, but it is a lot better than just using normal double-sided tape. It's just going to dry out and you're not going to get the effect at all with it. So what I'm going to do is put it all along these edges first, because as I say, I'm going to use the flat edge rather than the scalloped edge, because I just don't see the point in that. You're just going to end up with sort of like air underneath here if you put your picture over the top of there. I think it is going to sort of like square off better and probably stretch the canvas better if it is on a flat surface. So we'll do this one first. Let me move all my bits out the way. Out. I have got all my drills left over, look, and the little packets. I do like the fact that they come in these dinky little doodah boxes, because they're very handy, these little plastic boxes, after you've used all your bits. Right, so let's pop those out the way. Let's grab this. So now, if you think drills are sticky, wait till you see this red liner tape. The backing on this red liner tape is so static. I said sticky, didn't I? No, I meant static. If you think drills are static, wait till you see this. It just clings everywhere, and you try and get it into the bin and it just sort of like waves at you and says, nope, I'm coming with you. And follows you around the house. So that's that one. We'll just give it a little bit of time to stick itself down. And we'll do all 4 edges, and then we will do these edges as well. So it's going to use a lot of tape rather than using pins. I'm trying to get it as close to the edge as possible, but I also think that this tape is a little bit more forgiving while you're lining things up. You know, if you're wanting to, you know, well, if you're like me and you get it a bit skew with, then yeah, it just means you get that little bit more wiggle room. So once the nail's in, you've got to then take the nail out, whereas this just makes it that little bit easier. Well, in my opinion anyway. Okay, let's just try and get that as close to the edge as possible, because it is the edges that you want really straight to keep it taut, and then hopefully the clock mechanism will hold in the middle. Yeah, that's something I've got to sort of work out, because I did say when I completed these, the reason I've not done them straight away is because I was waiting to seal them, because obviously one's going in the bedroom, which is not so bad, but the one going in the kitchen is going to be pretty sort of steamy and warm when the oven and things are on and you're steaming your veg. So yeah, we need it to be nice and solid and sealed. So yeah, this is all sealed. I wasn't careful going over the edges. I didn't wipe any of the excess sealer off, so as you can see, it's still nice and pliable, and you don't see the edges. Okay, ooh, this could be famous last words doing this. Now I've lost the end. There it is. So I think I'm going to need another roll, but like most of my craft stuff, I've had these for a long time, these rolls of tape, so they do need using. These aren't so bad, I think, because they have like the carrier sheet on. It does tend to keep them, and you do tend to be able to keep these a long time. But I have found in the past that some of my sticky foam and some of my double-sided tape starts to go off, go less sticky, dry out, yeah, dry out. We'll go with dry out over time. So let's just get this on this edge here. Okay, try and keep it straight. Haven't worked out what I'm going to do with my corners yet, so that'll be a work in progress as we go along. So you're seeing me do this as we go along, and it could all go horribly wrong, or it could be okay and we might have a nice clock at the end of it. Famous last words. Oh dear, I do like to play though, you know I do like to play. And hopefully while I'm playing about, you might sort of like see something and think, well, no, I wouldn't have done it that way. If you'd have done it this way, Liz, it would have been better. And I'm always open to you telling me if I could have done it better or a different way. Then as I say, I'm always open to that. I don't mind. We're all friends here. No, it's the way you learn. That's how you learn. Passing things on to other people. Somebody's got to try it first. And it's me. Okay, so now then, let's see. Which is going to be the best way to do it? Do you think if I put it down that way so that I can square up the corners to actually get it on in the first place? And I think it would be better standing up doing it, but never mind. So, ouch! That was one of the little spells coming through there. That wasn't good. Sorry, splinters. I don't know whether we used to call them spells when we were little. I don't know whether people still do or not now. Right, so I'm just going to take up a little bit of this. Just try and get my tweezers in between the tape and the wood. It's going to want to come off the wood because it's easier to stick to the carrier sheet than it is to stick to the wood. So it's just a little bit of careful tweaking, and if we just take the corner up a little bit and just come here, square it off a little bit like that, look, then we've got a little bit more wiggle room so we can position it where we need it. See if we can get this corner up here. Gosh, I've done this so many times on cards. I've never done it on a picture frame before. This is fun. Okay, a little bit of wood. So it's just a case of getting your tweezers, because the nice fine tips these in between. Just give it a little bit of a straighten there. Okay. And then we'll do this corner here. If you leave it down a little bit, don't try putting your tape on and then taking it off straight away. It just needs a few seconds to settle, and it does make it easier. As you can see, I can get my tweezers underneath these because these have been on a little bit longer, I think. She says hopefully. Okay, and then final one. Oh dear, is this like watching tape dry? Alright, I'll probably have to break off midway through this and then come back to it as well, because hubby'll be wanting his dinner. We're okay at the moment. Right, it's quite a nice day today. It's quite bright, albeit it's starting to look a bit dark in here again now. It was very sort of freezing fog this morning, and then it really brightened up, and I thought, yay, I'll get into my craft room and let's get that video done and let's get those clocks made. And it's as usual getting duller and duller and duller. So what we're going to do now, because what I've done, I've actually used my scoring tool, my bone folder as they are, and just gone along and scored the edges. So folded them over where the lines are on the canvas, and then use this to score along so that I've got a nice sharp edge to work with. You could of course just literally mark out on this side with a pen if you prefer. And that one's just folded back down again. And that one has, look, they're just not wanting to play today, are they? Okay, so then we end up with some nice sharp corners where we can line up to. It's a little bit shadowy in here as well. And if you keep these little tabs just sticking out here, then you can just pull these off. But it just sort of sticks it a little bit Oops, this one's folded itself back in. Which side are we? Which side are we? Was it this side or was it the other side? It was this side. Let's just pull that one out so you can get it square. Now that one's gone under, look. Oh, I could play this game all day. Right, I've got my 4 tabs out now. So now I can start looking and see where my corners are. There, there, there and there. Just press those down a little bit so that it's stuck just in the corners, but it's easier to just get it off if I'm wanting to just pull it off. See if I can get you up a bit higher. All right, I've just managed to get the camera about 1 inch higher, and I think you can see the whole thing a bit better now. So yeah, I've squared off to these corner edges. So let's just see now. So really it wants pulling a lot tighter, and you can see there, look, it's not quite right on that corner, so it does need to go that way slightly. So we've not stuck the whole thing down, but we've stuck it down enough so that we can see where it needs pulling in a different direction. So let's just pull that way. Okay, and it is just slightly small, I think, to be honest. That is right on that edge and that is right on that edge, but you are still seeing a little bit of blue line. But I think we're just going to have to live with that. So let's so now if you just try and keep it straight and up that way, you can then pull out your little bit of tape. Oops, and it's going to move. So you just then pull that out from under there. And that one is now stuck. We've still got these 2 edges. Let's see if they match up okay. Are we the right way? It needs to come down just that little bit that way. Yeah, okay. So it needs a really good pull. So we've got one side stuck. Yeah, and that's going to go there and there. It's a case of just getting it level. Okay, so now we've got this bit we can pull out from here. Say it's just a bit easier if you leave that little bit of tab, so you are just sticking it that little tiny bit. Right, so now we've got that corner done. So now we need to really pull these. I'm thinking I might do these corners. I might do these edges so that it's firmly stuck on here as well, and then pull these so that they're a bit straighter. I think I will do that. So tweezers out again. Okay. See if we can do it from this corner. Nearest to me will be easier. This will be harder to get off because this is quite a rough edge. And the tape isn't going to want to stick to the rough edge, it's just going to want to stick to the carrier sheet still. It's always going to take the path of least resistance, and in this case it's the carrier sheet. But I should just be able to get my tweezers in between there. Right, we've got it there. So let's take that one off and pull this as tight as we can around this corner, and then you can always use your little bone folder, your little straightener across there. Okay, all right, so that's that side done. So let's do this side. Okay, let's get in between this. So you can use your nails, but I tend to find that your tweezers are just that little bit easier to do, to just get in between. Okay, so pull this one as tight as we can. And we're still going to have to use some nail varnish remover to get this off, and I'll probably take the extra lines off there as well. One just wants pulling a little bit more, because it is a canvas. You can give it a bit of a stretch. There is a bit of a give in it, and it will pull. Okay, and then I'm not quite sure I may just fold those over, or I may cut them off. I'm not quite sure. I suppose what I really ought to have done is folded them in. Let me just see. Can I fold it in and put it on the inside like that? Yes, that would be better. So let's just square that corner there. Okay. Square that there, and then just square that corner there for now. And then, yeah, maybe I will need to just put a tack on that corner. Okay, because that's the bottom corner, so it looks a bit messy. Actually, that's not so bad. Maybe just fold that in like that. Okay. So now then, that is the bottom. And let's do the next side. So we need to now do this. So we're pulling this as tight as possible for it sticking on the bottom. Okay. I'm probably making this look a lot harder than it actually is. And then we're going to take this piece of tape here off as well from underneath there, and give this a really good pull. It's not quite. Let's have a look. Okay, so that has been a bit of a faff to get that on. What I've done is I've cut the corner from one corner to the other, and I've just folded it across like that for now. What I've decided to do is make sure that I get the bottom straight, and then follow on with the others, because you'll see the bottom and the sides, but you're not going to see the top because it will be quite high up on my wall. And the reason I'm struggling, is because this isn't square. Not the picture, the actual frame isn't square, and this is the problem with it. So it's taken quite a bit of tugging and pulling to get it right. I'm not sure whether I should have put the tape to make it flat there, but then if it wasn't flat there, then you'd start getting air in between. So yeah, it's definitely trying to get it exactly straight has been quite a bit of a struggle, as well, you haven't seen because I decided to do it off camera, because like you just, well, yeah, you don't want to be seeing me doing that. So what I'm going to do is cut from the corner, if you can see this, cut from the corner there straight into the corner there. Oops, let me get my other scissors that have got the nice sharp tips. These are better, you see. A pair of scissors that cuts right to the tip. These are Fiskars ones, which are Wilkinson sword, sharp right to the end. These are great for paper crafting and everything, but they don't cut right to the end. Okay, right, and then I'm just going to fold that in there, so we'll get a nice straight line there. And fold it there, so that when we'll get, actually I will probably fold that across, fold one in. Yeah, so what I'm going to do with the corners, I've cut it across, I'm going to fold that one in there, and then that one I'm just going to fold square, so that you make a nice square on the corner. I think you can see that, and do it that way. Okay, so let's do the other corners as well, and then we'll take the tape off the last two sides. So not the easiest thing to do these, and I'm sure there probably is a better way to do it, but this is the Liz way. If there's an easy way to do it and there's a hard way to do it, Liz will find the hard way. Yeah. But you learn as you go along, and I do think things get easier. This is sort of, well, it's the second time of me using these frames, but it's the first time of me doing a clock. So we've still got the clock mechanism to go. So we've taken all this time just getting these getting the frame onto the canvas, and then I've still got to mess about with the clock. And yeah, there's no instructions. I think last time I made a clock I had to look on YouTube and see how to make a clock. Right, and again I'm struggling with the tape. Okay, so that's that. It's that one. So I'm going to, with the corners, fold that one tight across there, and then that one is going to be squared off like that. And then I better take this tape off as well. Is it going to be easier with my nails, do I think, or is it? No, I definitely need my tweezers. And okay. Right, and it is a case of trying to stretch the canvas as much as possible to keep the creases out. So I'm going to stretch that one across there and make that one square there, and pull this right up. I mean, you can play about with it and play about with it forever, to be perfectly honest, and it's going to take a long time to do. But yeah, I'll probably still be playing about with this when I'm off camera as well, but I just want to get this done now so we can get the clock mechanism on. I don't know if you're like me, you're probably never satisfied with your own work anyway. You always think you could have done it better, or something should have gone better. That one's not quite fastened there, but yeah, that's the only problem with these. Well, not the only problem, but I've got all this lovely writing on the bottom now. Yeah, you can take it off with nail varnish remover, or I may cover it with washi tape. I think I will probably just cut these, get a craft knife and cut these flappy bits off from this end. So yeah, to get it level at the bottom, look, well, as level as I could, it's slightly over at the top, and I have still got a few creases. Thinking that they may drop out there, so fingers crossed. And I've pulled it as tight as I can. Okay, so now I've just got to do the same with the bee. Right, let me just move all this out of the way. As you can see, look how sort of static it is, getting onto your desk. Let me see if I can get it into the bin. Right, okay, just bear with me while I get the bin done. Right, B will be a little bit easier to do because it hasn't got the coloured edges, it has just got the blue lines. So with it being white, there is that little bit more wiggle room with this one. But yeah, you can see that this isn't fully square in. And they do move, unfortunately, as well. You can see, look, they bend, which isn't the best. So yeah, let's just pop it in. I suppose I could get a set square and do it that way, but anyway, let's I'll do this one off camera and then I'll come back to you, and then we'll have a go at playing with the clocks. Otherwise this is going to be a 4-hour video. Okay, so B was a lot easier to do. I think once you've done one, you sort of get the hang of it a bit more. As you can see, that's not brilliantly square there. I'm going to blame the frame. I do think it's because the frames aren't quite square. Possibly the canvases aren't as well. I'm not really sure. But I've made sure that the bottom is completely done. This just needs, I'll probably just put a little bit of an iron over that top corner there that's got a bit of a crease. And that will just pull that out a little bit. The corners I've twisted round at that side and I've squared it off there because I do think the square corners look that little bit neater. I've got quite a bit of overhang again, which I think I'm just going to have to cut off, to be honest. I don't think I really want to be sticking it down. It'd just be a waste of sticky tape, really. So yeah, I'll probably just cut that off. But yeah, this one's gone a lot better, mainly because it's not got like the patterned edge and the blue line. This is, you know, just white even over the blue line that it's got to show where the picture is. It's white anyway, so it doesn't really show up quite so much, whereas this has got an actual like a greyish blue tint to the canvas, so you do see it a bit more. Right, so we've got these clocks to make now. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I did finish off a roll of the double-sided red liner tape as well. So they are actually plastic inners. So just a little craft tip. They do make great bracelets. I mean, you could leave the last layer actually of your double-sided liner tape on this and stick your spare gems onto it. But yeah, they're excellent for bracelets. I have passed quite a few of these onto various craft groups and things. You know, if you've got children that wrap wool around them or anything like that. But it seems a shame to throw them away. And I've got really big hands. So on a child, it would probably be right up their arm, you know, like an arm bracelet rather than a wrist bracelet. But yeah, so yeah, keep everything, you know, I'm a crafter, what can I say? So this is the bee clock. So we've got all the little mechanisms. I do like these little boxes. They're really quite handy. Quite a few drills left over. We had 3 specials, which were the marquees and some AB white there, which were all the wings, and then some little teeny tiny teardrops in gold. So they'll all go in my specials for kitting down. And then just these standard gems, which I have now organised. I've spent a whole day sorting out. We got a really nice, bright, sunny spring day the other day. So I sat in the daylight and sorted out all the crystals as much as I could into the different colour variations. And you will see that in a future video. So yeah, these will quite possibly be going into colour order now as well. So wait and see that one as well. But I'll pop them back in there for now. And then the roses, I keep wanting to still call it strawberries because I'm convinced it was a strawberry one. Again, same little clock mechanism there. Grab all these out. So these are all the different gems that were left over, the crystals. And then we had the marquees in the green and marquees in like a fire green. They've actually got an iridescent coating on, and then they've got a darker iridescent coating on, so they're more bluey green. And then these slightly larger pinkish rounds. Okay, so that's just the standards to go back in the standard crystals. And that's the specials to go in my specials. Okay. Right, let's have a look at these clocks. I'll do this one first, seeing as we started this one. So it just needs sticking in the corners a little bit more, but don't want to waste time doing that. So let's get this one open. So you get your clock mechanism, which takes just one AA battery, which great, okay, seem to be fairly standard. And that hole in the middle has to be wide enough for this to go through. Okay, so we've got a little bit, oh look, does that need to be a bit wider then, do we think? Let's push it through a little bit more. Yep, that needs to go right through. Oh, so actually that's fitting quite nicely up to there. So I think, oops, she says that you can't see, can you? I think once the hands are on, that is going to be pretty good. So it will stay on. Oh, that's okay then. I was a little bit worried that just having a clock stuck in the middle of basically like a piece of canvas, piece of fabric, canvas coated, that it would be very, very wobbly and just flop. But actually it's not going to, is it? So very good. Oh, I've just noticed these X's are different ways round, look. That X is like that, and that X is like that, and that X is like that. It's because the Roman numerals, Liz, so that's a 9, so it's a 10 minus 1, and that's a 10, and that's a 10 plus 1, so they've put the X the other way around. Aha! Okay, so it looks like we've got 2 sets of hands. Right, so we've got, oh, we've got 3 sets of hands. Oh no, we've got 2 sets of hands, sorry. I'm thinking we've got 3, but these are the second hand that goes on the top. They're very, very thin, these, so be careful not to bend them. Right. Okay, so as far as I know, we put one little washer on the bottom. Did I put this on next? I think possibly, yeah, that goes on next there. Okay, that needs to be really screwed down so that it's fat. So this like nut is now fastening that onto there. I think I should have put the washer on the other side. Right, okay, so I believe that one washer goes on this side here, and then you put this through here. This is all very trial and error, so I have done one before, but it's a long time ago, and I've had a lot of sleep since then. And push that down onto there. We're then going to put the other washer on top there. Okay, I hope you can see this and follow it. And then the like screw, the nut, is it? Is this a nut? Don't try eating it. Just then goes down onto here. Okay, and fastens that in place. So that is now our clock mechanism fastened, and you want to try and get that square because otherwise your hands are going to end up at funny times. Okay, so that is now that on there. We then need the hour hand, so that has to push down onto there. Okay, there's all like little ridges as you go along on here. See if I can get that. Yeah, you can sort of see the little ridges as you go along. Try and keep the hands as straight as possible. And then this one, if I can get hold of it, then goes on top here and pushes down. Okay, so there has to be like a little bit of a gap in between them, otherwise they will catch. And try not to bend them too much. And then you get the little second hand, which is the little devil that can quite often tick or make a noise as it goes around. Then just screws into the top. Okay, so let's just get him screwed into place there. Okay, so all we need to do now is find a battery and make sure that we work. So, bear with me a second. Okay, I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with Amazon, but these are Amazon batteries. Oh dear. Oh, don't want to come undone. Yeah, I got all these at Christmas because I had so many things that had to light up. So let's put this battery in. Get it the right way around. Okay, pop that in. And we are working, but we are ticking. Oh no. Okay, so let's put it at the right time. Okay, so I've set it to the right time as well. It's about 2:10-ish, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I think that's quite pretty actually. I think that would look very pretty on my kitchen wall. So I've just got the edges to finish off. So I'll just stick those. I think I'm going to put washi tape around the edges, and that will finish that. But I'll let you see it once it's done. I'll put a picture of it on the wall. So let's see if we can be let's see if we can get the bee one done. I do like the fact that they give you extra handles. Okay, because they are quite easily sort of bent and very, very flimsy. Very flimsy. So let's have a look at this one. I love these little boxes. Oh, great. So handy. Okay, so let's get all our bits out ready. We only want 1 second hand, we only want 1 minute hand and 1 hour hand. So we'll put those in there. We want a washer on top of, oops, missed it completely, on top of there, and it needs to go that way up, so the battery's at the bottom. Okay, and then we'll pop that through there, give it a bit of a push. Okay, can you hear that ticking clock? Oh, it's going to drive me mad. And just pop that one back on there. Yeah, I don't think these are going to go in the bedroom. I think I did see you can buy them now without the tick, silent clocks. So yeah, I might have to get one of those instead, particularly for the bedroom. And I'm not going to be able to have one in the craft room, because otherwise all you're going to hear is a ticking clock. I've just been downstairs while I got the batteries and made hubby a cup of tea as well, and he's losing his voice, which is good for me but not good for him. No, I'm only kidding. I'm hoping he's not getting a cold, because he's got his pre-op next week for his eye surgery. He's got to have both eyes done, but hopefully that'll cut down on the amount of injections and things he has to have. So fingers crossed. Right, so now this one wants to push down onto here. Okay, they're a little bit tight to put on, but then I suppose you don't want them loose, otherwise they're going to flop about, as it were. And it wants to be 2 o'clock-ish. And then we want the minute hand popping on top. Okay, just get that on top there. They are quite difficult to push down on these, because they've sort of punched them out so that they've got a lip on the other side. Look, you can see there. Oops, see if it'll focus. Yeah, you can see you've got like that little lip on that side, so it's difficult to push that down, but that's what keeps your hands apart, because if they were on top of one another, they'd either both move together or they wouldn't move at all. Let's try the other one. Maybe that's why they give you 2, so that you've got a choice of pushing them on. So it has to go down, otherwise it's just going to flop about and it's not going to stay in place. Oh, that's it, done it. Right, let's just straighten this out. And straighten this out, and it'll be about 1/4 past-ish, I should think, by the time we've got it done. And then we just want the little second hand on the top. I do believe it's the second hand that makes the noise. I suppose you could take the second hand off and just put the screw on top. Mind you, then the screw's still going to go around, isn't it? So, yeah. Okay, let's just pop that one in there, pop that over there. So we're about 20 past on this one, so we'll put this one the same time. Oops. And let's just put the battery in this one, and then we're good to go. Oops, where's my scissors gone? I like to pack these batteries well in these little packets. Okay, so and off we go. Yay! So we have 2 ticking clocks. So I just need to finish the edges off, get them put up onto my walls, and then we are done. Let me just lift this one up slightly and push that down. So it's just a case of trying to get the hands right, but yeah, we're definitely going round and hopefully we'll keep time. I presume that'll just work on the battery as to how well they keep time, but yeah, quite pleased with these. Well, sorry it's been a bit disjointed and a bit all over the place. They've been quite tough little doodahs to do, but I do like my bee best. I have to say, I do like the bee. In fact, the bee might even end up in the kitchen because I think I like that one the best. And yeah, the strawberry might end up, I don't think it'll be in the bedroom. Rose, Liz, Rose. But anyway, we've got them done. Finally, yay! Okay, lovely sunny day. So this is the bee clock is now in the kitchen. And I've put gold washi tape around the edges. I may change it, I think it's a little bit bright. I've just finished that off there. So yeah, that one is now hung up there. Millie's just come to tell me what she's up to. Okay, and strawberry clock. Well, heart rose clock. And on that one I've put like a rose type washi tape that I've just put around the edges. As I say, I may change it, but that's how it's done for now. And actually putting the washi tape around has fastened all the corners as well. So that's been a win-win situation. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed looking at these with me. If you have, a thumbs up is always much appreciated. Any comments or questions in the comments down below. Have you made a clock before? Let me know. How did yours go? If you want to come back and join our little family and see what we get up to next, then if you press that subscribe button down in this corner over here and the all notifications bell next to it, you'll be notified when any of my videos come out, so you're not going to miss anything. Yay! Okay, thanks ever so much for stopping by, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.